I'm Emma and welcome to my sewing vlog, She Loves to Make. This is something I've wanted to do for quite a long time, and I've just finished this project which I'm going to talk to you about in this video, and just share some experiences I've had with my own sewing. Also on my vlog in the future, I'd really like to talk to some of my sewing friends with you, so share our conversations about our sewing projects, so look out for those videos. I'm also going to be sharing with you my own sewing challenge which I've been doing this year to try and improve my sewing skills. That's called Sew Good Intentions, and I've also been involved in the pattern swap this year on Instagram, so I'll talk to you a bit about the patterns that I swapped for and those that I swapped to others around the world, which is really exciting. And the other thing that I really wanted to talk about is fabrics. I'm mad about fabrics. I have a huge box now full of new fabrics. I said I wasn't going to buy any more, and I think this is probably something that a lot of us in the community have in common, is that we have shelves or cupboards full of fabric and we still feel the need to buy lots more because it's so exciting. So yeah, being able to make things for myself that fit my shape has been fantastic, and I definitely notice the quality in my makes improving, which is why I feel like now I can share that with people, and hopefully kind of maybe give you some ideas. But feel free to share any experiences that you have in your own sewing with me, and comment below if you're particularly wanting to explore something, a topic around sewing that you want to talk about with me, so that's great. So that takes us nicely on to what I wanted to talk to you about today, which is the pattern swap. I put 4 patterns up to swap this year. If you don't know, this is a challenge organised by the Zipperfoot and Alice at Pog.Palace. And I thought it was a great idea. I somehow missed it last year. I'm not quite sure why that was, but I missed it. Didn't know that it was even a thing. So I was really excited to be able to swap some patterns this year. So one of the patterns that I swapped was the boxy top, and this is I think it's a Simply Sewing pattern. So I don't get their magazines, and I hadn't really, I don't know if I'd missed their magazines, or I'd always look at the magazines anyway when I'm shopping. But this boxy top was one of my makes, and I'll insert some still photographs of my make sort of with me wearing it out and about. But I wanted to show you in a vlog what it looks like, because it's so drapey and pretty. So at Rebecca Cook in New Zealand swapped patterns with me. So I sent her a jersey sort of cow neck dress. I believe they're sort of in the autumn winter, like colder time of year now in New Zealand, I think. So she had a sort of a more wintry pattern for me, and I got this lovely boxy top pattern, which is really simple. It's great for summer. So I think Rebecca made hers in more of like a cotton fabric, so I saw some pictures of it, and she sort of said, when you make this pattern, she sent it to me, it was an uncut pattern, so I think she traced hers. So yeah, this is great, it's awesome. To make it in a cotton wouldn't be as good, and the reason for that is that it favours quite a drapey fabric. So this is something that Rebecca shared with me as kind of a hint. So that's something to be aware of. So I've made this in this gorgeous viscose from Sarah at Like So Amazing, which I absolutely love, this fabric. It's so soft, just beautiful, beautiful fabric. And I think the great thing about sewing is, I mean, I could go into, say, Coast or somewhere like that and maybe buy something like this, but I would probably be looking at, I don't know, £30, maybe £40 for a top like this. And I think I only spent sort of around £10–15 on the fabric, and it's just so stunning. I have hacked the pattern, I've made some changes. So the first thing I did was, because I have a narrow back, so I'm a sort of a narrow, like a size 10 narrow here, and then when you get to my bust I'm going out to like a 12 at my bust, but then I go in at the waist and then I go out at the hip again. So what I've done, which worked really well for me, and I've incorporated this in one of my previous projects, and you can have a look at a tutorial for it on my blog. So my blog is shelovestomake.blog, and at the back you'll see, if I turn around a second, you'll see I've actually got a I'm going to spin around on my wheelie chair, so I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll see what happens. So if I just turn around, you can see, I might move back on my wheelie chair slightly too, is that I've inserted an inverted pleat into the back just to take the back in. So that's worked really, really well, and has given it a really good finish, I think. So if I spin back around again on my wheelie chair, I love this chair, by the way, for my sewing. I think it's so comfortable and it spins. So I'll be serious now, try and be serious, and I've lost my, hang on, I lost my position slightly. There we go, I think that's better. So yeah, that's what I've done at the back. Other things I've hacked are the sleeve. So the top of the sleeve at the centre there, I've put in some gathers at the top because I really love a feminine sleeve, and I think this fabric kind of lends itself to that. I couldn't not gather it. It's kind of a thing that I feel like I need to do. So I've done that on both sleeves. There's a little gather there. And then the other thing that I have done is I adjusted the hem slightly, so it's higher at the front and lower at the back. Not high-low in the extreme, but because there wasn't really enough, and I've got quite a long body as well, and I wasn't sure where it would end up, but I knew it would be okay. Even if it was kind of a crop top, it would be fine, because this time of year it's quite nice to have things like that. But the way it's pressed in and it's falling is really, really pretty too. So if I just stand up, I'm going to show you that so you can see. So this is what it looks like. And as you can see, if I spin round, it's just slightly different. So it's lower at the back, and then it comes up kind of drapey at the front. And I've seen this done, I think it's one of the Sew Over It patterns, and I think it's the Libby shirt, and I think it looks really effective. I just really like that kind of higher kind of hem thing going on with jeans. I think it looks really cute. So yeah, that's this pattern. So it's my entry for the Pattern Swap 19, and it's also going to be my entry for, I think it's Sew All the Flowers, Sew Flowers, something like that, one of the hashtags, because it's just so flowery. And it wasn't really my intention to enter this for 2, but I just saw that the challenge had come up, and I thought that's perfect, because I blimmin' love flowers, and you're going to find out all about that if you keep watching the vlog. So I did swap for 2 other patterns as well. So I swapped for the another Simply Sewing, which is the Orgy Dress, which I absolutely loved. Again, hadn't seen it before, really like my 50s, 60s shapes. I only realised that when I was looking through my patterns recently and just thought, I really do like that era, and I love vintage generally, but I think that's the era that I most enjoy. So I'll insert a picture of that into this video as well. And the other pattern that I swapped for another Simply Sewing, sensing a theme, was the Libby Dress. And so lovely collar on it, nice midi length, would be lovely for events, so weddings, birthdays, things like that. Just don't know what fabric I would use yet for that one. So it says sort of a light to medium woven, so you know, lots of choice there. But I think it might be nice in a crepe, a light crepe, I think. And then the final pattern that I got was the Sunday set. So that's a dungaree sort of pattern, dress pattern. It can be dungarees or dress, I think so. So yeah, I really like that style, and I've been kind of picturing myself in. I've got like the tilly and the buttons. I've made 2 of the dresses, which I wear all the time. So I'd really like a full-length dungaree. And I never thought I'd say that after the age of 10, but because they've come back into fashion and they're really popular, that's something I'd really like to do. So those were the patterns that I swapped for. I had a few patterns in my stash, so I think I swapped 4 for 4. So one top pattern still hadn't gone, which is a new look pattern, so if anyone's interested in that, let me know. But it is still on Instagram advertised, and there are 3 others that I sent off as well, and they're also in that post actually, so if you're interested then go over to my Instagram and you can scroll through which patterns, so I don't have them anymore because I've sent them away. But yes, so 1 to New Zealand and the other 2 within the UK, and it's been a really nice way to meet other sewers and kind of get to know them a bit, and certainly Rebecca and I, since swapping our items, have been in touch by email, and her tips have made this project work really well for me. So it was really kind of her after the swap to actually, you know, be kind enough to help and answer questions and just make sure that I had all the support that I needed for that. So that was really kind. So yeah, great idea to organise a swap internationally. It got very competitive, which kind of, when you're busy and you work full time, it was a bit kind of initially I was a bit sad to miss some of the patterns, so I think that's why I ended up with a lot of sort of free with magazine type patterns, because you had to be really quick to get sort of patterns from independent pattern companies, and those are the ones that I like really. Yes, but I would highly recommend, if you didn't get involved this year, getting involved next year, and I look forward to seeing how that develops, and just, yeah, so very happy with my boxy top. Thank you for watching this video. Really happy to be able to chat to you and start this vlog, and I've got lots more coming up. Do like and subscribe to this channel if you'd like to. If you click on the bell you get alerts and regular sort of videos coming through, so you don't have to go searching for them, which is always handy. I've never got time to search. thank you, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye.